Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. This is Sheikh Rahman. We have done multiple value-added sessions with various speakers, coaches, mentors, and leaders. Our grand opening was August 8, 2020 for YTP, Young Titans platform. We have discovered that 2020 has changed everybody's life and possibly for good. But I'm going to share something so that way it is going to be easier for us to follow some of the things that we'd like to do and show and do today. So let's get started. YTP, Young Titans platform, where young professionals and entrepreneurs join after their college graduation or when they are in the workforce to propel their career, get inspired, and become a part of the thriving community. If you're not a part of it, you are missing out. Please share this live or recording to your friends, family, and others, and like our page, subscribe our channel. Please send us live questions in the Facebook comments, and you can always email us to info@unextleadership.com. That's letter U, nextleadership in one word.com. We will add few parts and details this year, starting from next week or next month actually, and we have begun some of the discussion, and this is our first part of the career discussion today, and challenging conversation for you to grow. Our goal is to inspire you to grow, and grow means personal development, career growth, business growth, relationship growth, and many more. We will be looking for few ambassadors for YTP this year. We will make some young professionals involved and possibly giving them the opportunity to volunteer and challenge them with some other task as it comes for their growth. YTP fills in the gap from what you know and what you need to know for you to succeed. In short, YTP fills in the gap between you and the leadership as young professionals embarking in the workforce. Your unique story begins from your home, school, college, university, and company. Your career extends to the globe world as you progress in life. After going through a million job search, preparing an endless resume and different job description on internet, confused about your career advice based on your personality type, you finally land upon this site, this talk that we are having today, the discussion. Whether you are introvert or extrovert, choosing a career seems like going into a strange and unknown place and unprepared. After all frustration and work you put in, how to choose a career becomes your priority because nothing feels settling for you. Now, when you talk about some of the highest rewarding careers in the present world, especially after this COVID time and the pandemic time, you come across the information given to you, but today you have the chance to discover more and get more help from various industry and various leaders and speakers who are helping people like you already. So just to let you know, introduce you to them, and also just to let have an introduction for ourselves, who we are here, starting with myself, Sheikh Rahman. I'm an engineer by background and like leadership and like to work with people. And that's why I was drawn to people like you, also people like who are in this panel today or in discussion today. And the couple people I have to mention their names: Raj Kapoor, who was retired CFO and entrepreneur, is one of the main part of this YTP, and today's discussion. He's not going to be here today for now. And then we have Ron Cooper, who is also not here. Him and his wife Marty are retired US officers and CIA officers. Ian Roberts, he spoke in YTP also a few weeks ago, international leadership speaker from South Africa. Arti Moore from South Africa also, she's a dynamic lady and a speaker. Kamrul Hassan, from overseas as well. He's the founder of CKH Network. He's not going to be here either today. But we have Glenn Hodges from Chattanooga. As you let me have him also in this. Okay. All right, so that's Glenn. He's also one of the panelists today, who is a founder of few groups and organizations and plethora of experience from corporate and community building, including journalism and staffing level, high level peoples. I will let him introduce himself in a minute, and then of course we have who is also a panelist, but at the same time, she is our advisor. So just introduce you, Dr. Halida. Currently, Dr. Halida is a faculty of International Health Department at the Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health. Now I'm going to introduce and bring the other people, and then you can introduce yourself. One of them is Dr. Jamaluddin. So Dr. Jamal, okay, he is the professor of chemistry in Kopin University. At the same time, he is the founding director of the nanotechnology department there. Then we have Chetana. She is the founder of PPR. Is that right? The development. She is a coach, executive coach, and leadership coach, and she's a part of the community for a very long time. And thus, at the same time, she is a help to the community and many others. And here we are to discuss the career development, career path, and to help the young Titans go and choose their own career. So let us start that. I will start that with Dr. Jamal. If you want to start your introduction, then we can go around and have the introduction done. Thank you.
Hello, good morning. Thanks for having me in this Young Titan platform. It is wonderful. I had a chance to actually join this program, a few of them. I think Mr. Rahman and others here, those who are regularly, I visited several of your program. It was really wonderful. It's a really excellent for those who are young titans for them. Anyway, let me introduce myself a little bit. So as Mr. Rahman said that I'm a chemistry professor at Coppin State University right here in Baltimore, Maryland. And also, actually, I joined back in 2005 in this university. So last 15 years, I tried to actually build a center. So later we call Center for Nanotechnology. Recently, this is a approved center from entire university system of Maryland, and we do a lot of undergrad research work here at Coppin, especially nanotechnology, high-tech nanotechnology. Actually, nanotechnology is a now actually that booming field for those who are undergrad students. They can have a certificate program for nanotechnology as well as undergrad program also. And then there are, as I told you that we did a lot of research on macro and micro. The people are interested now to go to the nano field. It's really, I have to tell you something. What is nano? So nano is very tiny, smaller. It's a, you can say, it's a 1 billionth of 1 meter. So you see the how tiny it is. So this kind of materials, we are seeing that now everything, every devices are very light and very smaller, because of this technology. So this field is now is goes to different fields. It's multi fields. You can say nanotechnology, nano engineering, nano medicine, nano optics, nano physics, nanochemistry, nanobiology. So you see that every subject match up with this technology, I mean nanoscience or nanotechnology. So people are working so much. It's not started so many, I mean, ancient. It's just started maybe early at the end of 90s. And also now it's booming this field. So for young Titan, those who are have a certificate program or undergrad program in this say for nanobiology or nanochemistry or nanoengineering, they can go to the job skill or go to the grad program to you know get their desired goal. So this is my actually introduction. If I have a chance, I'll talk more. Thank you, Mr. Roman.
Thank you. Chetna, if you would like to introduce yourself, please.
Thank you, Sheikh. Hi, everybody. I want to mention about me a little bit. I am a executive and leadership coach. I also work with aspiring leaders, and I'm a licensed counselor as well. And I'm a businesswoman. I'm an entrepreneur. I have two businesses. I have managed for many years, along with um, I have been involved with many organizations as well over time. I have been an instructor. I was in faculty at Howard at a community college, and something I want to mention today is that I was thinking about what do I want to say. My life was not a straight path. I had to go through a roller coaster in my life, ups and downs and all around. So finally, where I am and where how I look at life was shaped by everything I went through. So I want to say, do not use your patience. Be patient, be courageous, because it's a very difficult time for many young people. Quickly, if I can touch upon, I started as a science student. I still love science. Science and math are very close to my heart. And life happened. Life keep happening, right? So what I had to do what came easy at times to trying to figure out. I notice I'm echoing a little bit. Let me keep the loudness a little bit lower, volume a little lower. Maybe that would help. So I took whatever I could. So that's why I'm saying taking whatever came in my way, something positive, using it as a rung for my next step. So at one time in my adult life, I had to figure out where am I going from here kind of situation. Didn't have the formal education totally finished. I didn't know where to go. So I had to look at what's my passion, what are my values, what do I want to do from here and not give up. So ended up doing my bachelor's in business administration, then went into clinical counseling. Along the way, I was doing whatever came, whatever positives came, because my thought was, I'm going to take the road, whatever comes in my way, and use it to be wherever I want to be in the long run. So, what I'm saying, this is a difficult time for many people right now, especially for young professionals. So, I would say keep your hope, keep your faith, life will open up. We just have to persevere, be resilient, and keep our hope and faith. So that's in a nutshell about me. Also, you know, something from me. Thank you.
Oh, wonderful. All right. So let us move to Dr. Halida. She has been in our platform many times, and she is an advisor, and she's quite an inspiration for me and many others. There is a lot of things that we can talk about only about her, and we'll bring her on the stage one or two times this year. That's the plan we have, to delve into more details of her journey and the success stories. But at this moment, just for time is an essence for us. So let us just get a quick introduction from Dr. Halida also, and then we'll start our conversation.
Thank you, Sheikh. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity, and my good afternoon to the platform leaders and and the listeners and the young titans who are hooked in. I'm basically a medical doctor from Bangladesh, but then I pursued my career to become a public health professional. I did my master's and doctorate in public health from Johns Hopkins University long time ago, as you can see. And also, I was at CDC as an EIS, Epidemic Intelligence Services, and I spent 2 years as a Rockefeller Fellow in the Department of Reproductive Health. So after that, when I went back to Bangladesh, I wanted to do something in the field of reproductive health because I thought that's so important for the life of women, for empowering women, and that's the need of women's health care. And so I started and founded the Reproductive Health Research Institute. These are basically epidemiological research, but also to understand the Bangladeshi women's reproductive life. And that platform, it was a quasi-government. I intentionally did it because I wanted to do advocacy with the senior government official, and I can be closer to them. And so that put me in a leadership position, and I could that gave me opportunity to connect with many organizations like WHO, UNFPA, you name any organization, Swedish CEDA, and many organizations. They were very interested to fund me and do the work in reproductive health. North Carolina FHI 360, and that platform led me to be known globally. In a short while, before joining this, I came to World Bank as a long-term consultant in the Department of Maternal Child Health, and also in many occasions. The reason I'm saying this because once you pursue your career, and today I'll be talking about, you become a performer. How do you see yourself a performer and accomplish that you want to accomplish in your life? I think that's my theme today. I'm here now at Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health as a faculty in the International Health Department. And I'm in the Center for Human Nutrition. So the people who I'm working closely with are the nutritionists, but I'm a reproductive health epidemiologist. So I found out my niche and started working on the women's health related data, the women who died because of their delivery, because of their childbirth, because of their abortion. So I'm now using those data and developing some advocacy tool by presentation, by writing books. So that's my current interest, to become an advocate for the women's health, which I have been throughout my life. My country people think I'm a role model, and I always wanted to be, and that's why I went back to Bangladesh to lead institution, to lead people, attract them to public health. So that was one of the largest motto. And I, uh, what always Sheikh introduces me, that my hard work was recognized by United Nations, and in 2006 I did receive United Nations Population Award as an individual category. Every year they give to an institution and an individual, so my hard work was recognized by them, and I'm very happy about that. We will have opportunity to talk to all of you in future, and also today. Thank you very much.
Oh, wonderful. I mean, as I said, regarding Dr. Halida, if we want to discuss, it might take us a long time to just discuss some of her journey and advice. And needless to say, those all have nuggets, and those all journey and stories have so many things to learn from, and it's just unbelievable. And that's why even her children, I know two of her daughters, they are also very successful in a leadership position and what they're doing. But let us get started with our conversation first. I do have some questions, so I'll get to that. Let me find those, the ones that came from conversation or from emails, a couple of them. But outside of that, if we want to get started, let's talk about one profession, how you came and what are the things you would say. Maybe Dr. Jamal, if you want to get started from your end, because you are handling actually the young generations firsthand. So what do you experience, what they need to do, how do you guide them, or anything new that you can say using this platform to add value to their lives, because they are basically our future leaders?
Yeah. That's a good question, Mr. Rahman. As Dr. Halida is also a professor, we are educators, both of them. So Dr. Halida's profession is medical science, and my one is science, basically basic science. But now is applied science also we are working. Because people are now moved to the applied things, applied sciences or applied technology. So what I started at Copin back in 2005. Actually, it was a small university, so it was mainly teaching colleges. So we didn't have a chance to do a lot of research in there from the beginning of back in 2000 era. So after that, I thought that it came. I talked with the chair that we should do some research work, and then young students, even high school students, also come in summertime. They will work as well as undergraduate students. So then he told me, yes, let's start that then. So back in 2005, when I joined at Copin, so we started like this undergraduate student and high school student. We invited near our university some of high school students. So they come sometimes after there is after school or summertime, and it's a one kind of what do you call summer intern. So you know that this is a very wonderful event for summer intern to do high school student as well as undergrad students also sometimes they work, and then they learn rather than theoretical they learn hands-on experiment, and then this is very important, and then this kind of hands-on experiment encourages them to work more, and by this practice the students feels better, you know their theoretical study comes to a experimental study. So we started this kind of program, and then it was very nice, and we got some grants, also some private grant, like that Constellation is a big company, so they have a big office in Baltimore. So they're $1 billion industry. So like the BG&E, Baltimore Gas and Electric companies with Constellation. So they started to give us a small grant to bring this young titan, high school student or college student, to expose the energy education, or to make solar cell, or this kind of or some kind of nanomaterials synthesizing that will work in eventually to the application in medicine or physics or biology. So, and after that they have some experience, and that experience, this is very important. I have so many high school students recently. They came to our center. They exposed with this few months work, and then they presented that work, and they put their resume, and that resume helped them. This is very important. Help them to go to their I mean undergraduate school, and also those who want to work in a company. So this kind of experience helped them to get a job. But now it's different, as Chetana said. This is different world we are living now. This is a COVID time. Last 1 year, we are suffering all the sectors: education, job, different company, manufacturing company. People are lost a lot of jobs. Students are in collection. Students do not have money to, to go to their next semester to enroll. So this is the things we are facing right now. So in this moment, really tough time we are going on. So what we are doing, that we are trying to invite them, some of students, those who are, we are trying to give them some financial aid from our school to continue their study. So this is the things. So for especially, as Mr. Roman, you said that what we can do for these young titans or high school student or college, those who will go to the college, or after graduation, what they will do, how can you help them? This is a very, very important nowadays. Some students are not getting job. I know some of them writing to me, we didn't get the job yet. And then I told them, okay, why not go to the master's program? Or somebody got the job, they want to go to the master's. So they're working daytime, and in the evening time, they're doing their master's. So they're getting the loan, student loan, or some way, some help or scholarship they are getting. So every school, I'm pretty sure, are going this kind of hardship and challenging. I'm pretty sure everywhere, not only US, all over the world. You know, the some of the countries, their school is still uh, closed, or nobody can go to school. So they are in at home. The students are tired. The students are cannot go outside. So a lot of things are going on right now. But good thing is, in the United States, you know that it's a, of course, developed country, not like other developing countries they're facing. So what we are trying to do here, online session, full online, but some university has a hybrid, like us. Last fall we did hybrid. So we, as I mentioned before also, so we are maintaining social distances, mask on, and also we have the plexiglass to in front of us and student to do the lab work. We are divided small group to work, but uh, uh, still going on. We did good last fall, and this spring also we'll do same way. Hopefully, when we will be vaccination will be done, and I'm pretty sure our darkness will go away and light will come. I'm pretty sure we can see the light near future, and hopefully will be a normal life. I'm sure, and then our Titan young folks will be in a good shape, rather than we had last 1 year we passed. So that's the things I can tell about your question answer.
Okay, no, I do have other question and tag questions, but before we get into that, let me ask Glenn if he has any question. If not, Chetna, if you want to start from your own background, or Glenn, do you want to have any other meaningful thing that you faced, or you want to ask the panelists on the on the
Not at this time, in a few minutes.
Okay, yeah. So Chetna, if you wanted to say from your own background what you're facing or what you're helping or any experience that you're gathering from the young professionals, especially now what they're in front of. You're muted.
Sorry about that. I kept myself muted just to reduce echoing if it's happening anywhere. So a couple of things come to my mind. Thank you, Sheikh, for the question. One of them, I have worked with some young professionals in the past year, and some of them had to pivot. There's no way except to do that. So one thing I do want to say, there are lots of negatives, but there are positives as well. The technology, which has many negatives, has given us a lot more than anybody could hope for. So, important part is to remember life is going to be there's always something happening, right? It's not like a perfect everything. So, how do we develop our resilience? How do we look at a situation? How do we change what we need to change with minimum stress as much as we can do that way? So, those are the questions that I want to give you to ponder upon. Where are you? If you feel for it, where am I today? What am I experiencing? What are the difficulties am I facing? Because if I'm looking at it all at once, it's too overwhelming. That's why I had to organize my own life for so many years to do that. What am I experiencing right now? What is it that is under my control to do? if we focus on what is under our control, what can be done, that's when we have some empowering feelings. So I would say, focus on what you can do today and what you can do for tomorrow. Because there are things we can do today. If you want to learn something, if you want to gain some experience, um, again, technology is wonderful. There are people who are open to helping, because a lot of people are not driving to work. There is some more time for some people. Like people like me have done pro bono work, help, being there for people, that we have done as well. So there are people like that who are open to being there for you. Reach out to people. Don't hesitate. Think about a mentor or some job that you're aspiring for. Do some information interview. Find as much information and experience that way you can right now. What can you do? You want to learn something? Maybe this is the time. If you need financial help, maybe you have to work and do something else, but you can keep your goal in your mind, not letting it go. I think that would be very helpful. Communicate. Communicate with people. Let people know what you are looking for if you are looking for a job. Um, LinkedIn is a great way to reach out to people. See who you have connection with, what you can do. Looking back in my life, I always had something to deal with, adversities after adversities after adversities. But one thing is being resilient. I'm not saying I didn't cry. I'm not saying I didn't have to deal with sadness or trauma or anything like that. But along with that, how can we change the negatives to make it use it as a springboard to bounce up and bounce forward? So just getting yourself together, calming yourself, and then look at the things clearly. Where am I right now? What do I need to do get my career forward? Who I want to talk with, a mentor, a coach, a career counselor, whoever that you would like to reach out to. And where do I want to go? What's my passion? I'll give you my own example. I wanted to be a medical doctor. Life came in the way, couldn't do it because so many things were happening. Now the next part was I did major in business administration because that was one of my interests and that was easy. Then I was looking at what do I want to do. I loved working with people. I loved to do something in healthcare. I wanted to be in a helping profession, but now I look at it as all professional professions are helping professions in their own ways. But back then, that's the way I was thinking. So counseling became the just next thing to do. I could have gone to gone into professions in finance or law or any other profession, but counseling is what I chose. And then I looked at it, what is it I want to do? So background in business, managing, I was already managing another business, and this work I'm doing an LLC. So I already had entrepreneurial and business experience. And I had managed a couple of other organizations. So that made me naturally go into coaching, executive leadership, and I also want to add aspiring leaders, working with them. That's my passion. So feel for it. What is your passion? What are your values in life? And that may be not today, but you can use whatever comes today as a rung in the ladder for the next step. So patience, resilience, and having faith in yourself. I would say that goes a long way. And you can always make your plan. If something doesn't go exactly, be open-minded to change it to fit the situation you're in at that time. Maybe that would be the best thing that ever happens to you. Looking back 10 years down the road, maybe you look at it this point with what you did and how you came out of it and made the best of it. Maybe that's the best thing ever for your life. So life is not just this period. We got a lot more years, right? So what can you do today to make the best possible process, best possible path, to carve out a best possible path for you? may not be open or may not be apparent today, but it can lead you to that, or it will open up. So having faith also helps. That's a little bit about what I was thinking about, but I am open for any questions anybody has. You know.
Yeah, sure. No, I think what you said definitely that is wonderful, especially the thing that you mentioned, that be resilient and use it as a springboard, and then you said seek out for help, or connect with others. I mean, that's exactly what this platform is all about. Young platform, a Young Titans platform, where you have different people are coming in, and this year we are actually going some a few other strategic direction also, to make some partnerships, so it can actually help the Young Titans in a meaningful way. Not all of it is going to be, of course, impeccable, just like Chetna also mentioned, but this is could be a starting point for you. Maybe you just need just a little bit of connection, just a little bit of guidance, just a little bit of mentor. The people that you have, including Dr. Halida here, I think those are all of these people are well capable of guiding you, helping you, or mentoring you anyway. But anyway, then let us go to Dr. Halida now. If you are experiencing anything with the same kind of questions, unless there is any other questions floating now, that how you are experiencing with the new generations now, or have you had any chance to work with them recently, or how do you guide them if they're embarking to their first job, or switching their job, or career shift, or even going to entrepreneurship or something like that? What would you have said on that?
Thank you very much. Thank you. I think I would like to start with my life. Today we are talking about COVID, and then whole 2020 went into the, people are talking about trench of the coffin, that kind of thing. But when I grew up, it was very difficult for women as well to become a leader. Like my mother was a gynecologist and obstetrician, so it was very natural expectation that I will be gynecology and obstetrician. So when I did my MBBS, somehow or other, at that time, government advertised some positions in family planning. And I decided to join family planning. People were looking at me, you must be crazy, or you must be a backbencher. Why are you going to family planning instead of going to a gynecology or a pediatrics or surgery? You are going to family planning. But I think the decision making in your life is so important. That's why I'm giving you my story. And I decided to go to family planning. I said, I want something different, I want something new, and I want to test it. If I don't like it, I can always leave it. So I went there, and within 6 months, I was sent to US for training, advanced training. I was sent to Johns Hopkins for some credit courses, for some audit course, and for some clinical observation, and for some program observation. And that opened the whole world in front of me. I mean, I could see the big horizon of public health. And I said, okay, I'm going to pursue public health. There's no other better place. And I'm so liking it. Sitting at Hopkins. And then, at that time, the Bangladesh war broke out. We could not return within 6 months. So we stayed for another year and learned more. And then I started planning what I'm going to be. And I plan to be in public health because that's what I have seen. So making decision, I'm talking to the young titans, drawing their attention. What we learn here, that you have to know yourself. You have to know what opportunities are, and you have to fit in those two things: your passion, your compassion, your liking, and what is available. So these two matching are important. Sometimes you have to be brave, you have to be risk taker to see, what you like, and test it out without major risk. So that is something that you can learn. Always things will not come to you. Bed of roses will not come to you. You have to buy a bed, and you have to buy roses and put a bed of roses. So that's where you have to see yourself. Looking at my leadership, I don't know. People say leaders are made and leaders are not born. I was the eldest one among five children of my parents, and my mother was a gynecologist, so I had to look after my brothers and sisters, and then have them all the discipline and other things, and manage them on behalf of my mother. And I was not sure if I'm a leader at that level, but I was doing it quite well. Um, when I joined family planning, then I taught the paramedic institution. I did not know I could teach. I was very shaky. How I'm going to teach? But then when I stood in front of them and I started teaching, I realized that they like me, and I realized that I like them. I realized that I like teaching also. I like to communicate with them. I look at their eyes and look at their praise about my teaching, and I think that communication is so important. So my second um, advice will be to communicating with people. You communicate with people. That's so important. Um, I think my question takes me a little bit to the situation that we keep learning nowadays, that in a competitive labor market, employees who demonstrate both soft skill and hard skill, they are the winners in their job, in their career performance. And I think that is an attractive point in today's market. I mean, I'm not talking about COVID that much, but I know that it is important. Even then, as Chetana mentioned, you communicate with people, you keep good connection with people through Facebook, through WhatsApp, through whatever you have. You talk to your teachers, your past teachers, your elder brothers and sisters. You do not know where the opportunity is hiding for you, where the opportunities are there, and it will come to you. So that communication is extremely important, and that communication skill is one of the soft skills. When we talk about the hard skill is the science. Hard skill is basically the occupational skill, the specialized skill. But to groom yourself, to groom your hard skill and give a platform to your hard skill to succeed, you need various types of soft skill. And soft skill, when I look at my life, when I look at wherever I have served, how did I become one of the important person in that position? Number one is that, yes, I was hired in a higher position and I made best of it. So I would go and talk to the people who need my support, who need my help, who need my care very closely. Talking to the patients, when in my initial 10 years I was in the clinical side, in family planning, and I would talk to them. I would talk to their attendants, and that compassion helped me rise. That compassion helped me more visible. And how you deliver your own skills and goods. You have to identify yourself. You have to see what are your talents. You have to see what are your special features that you would like to display. The reason I'm saying that, when you talk about performer, no matter which platform you are standing, at home, at a school, at college, at your workplace, you see yourself as a performer. And a performer has to have his or her own grooming, his or her own special features that identifies you as a good performer, as an attractive person, as a person on whom others will have faith. If I'm connecting to people, and if somebody needs me, they will think of need someone. They will think, oh, Halida is, I like her. When I talk to her, let's see if she's available. At Hopkins also, they wanted a mental health session facilitator, and I volunteered. I'm not a mental health specialist, but I thought that would give me an opportunity to learn more about mental health and connect with people. Even at this phase of my life, I thought that connection is so important. And some contribution is equally important. Yes, my time, this is the time I will connect with other people. So having a value of your own and increasing that value and presenting that value is so important, to reflect yourself. Whenever in a new platform, I've seen people who can speak very well. They are orators who can type very well, who can read poetry very well. Those talents are your extracurricular talents. So those are some of your soft skills that makes you a special person among many people. And I think though culture of those skills are extremely important. I give just one quick example of my daughter. Before she was trying to come to MIT engineering, she was preparing herself for a very Ivy League type of universities. And she said, I have to do some things. I'm getting invitation to do a fashion show in Bangladesh. Can I go? I said, why do you want to go? I mean, that's not may not be a good environment. She said, no, I think that being a performer will help me. And in my CV, that will help me as well, that I have extracurricular activities. Now, that extracurricular activity, definitely she got point at when she got admission at MIT. But also when she joined MIT, she was a social chair. And for 3 to 4 years, she has led the social activities. She had run performances, the fashion show of various Asian countries. So she would lend her sari and other things, but that has led her to a visible person, a great performer. So getting opportunity when you have, or finding opportunity always does not come to you. You find the opportunity, you volunteer yourself, you learn that, you expose yourself to that environment, find a platform to perform, and then your performance will be recognized. I think sometimes we say, okay, that's a waste of time, I'm not going to do that. No, your hard work, your perseverance, your volunteerism, they all be very helpful for your future shine. That shine is so important. That shine has to be bright. That shine has to be very pleasurable. It should give you back the satisfaction that I'm doing something. But at the same time, it's giving and taking. I mean, in my life, I think I have tried to give as much as possible. And I believe that giving will bring you back. When you give something, you get it back in the same amount or in a multiplied way. You don't know how and when, but you will get it back. So you give as much as possible. You sleep less. You take out from your own pleasure time, but you give to other. You be a mentor. You can volunteer yourself and be mentor. I mean, Sheikh hooked me, and I'm just hooked here, and I just enjoy myself. I enjoy meeting people. I enjoy meeting Glenn and Rad and everyone, and I think it's a good learning platform. I would like to encourage people. I would like to inspire people. There are so many things that we can talk about. The qualities of leader. You smile. You see, you are smiling always. That attracts people. Sometimes at office we go in the elevator, 5 people is standing there, all face like that. I said, why people have to face like that? You talk to the person nearest to you. Hi, how are you? I'm Salima and I'm Halida and this and that. So that communication, smiling, listening more, talk, praise someone. You say, I like your shirt. It's so pretty. I mean, you are looking good. People get happy with you. Those are something that you have to voluntarily practice and help people. If you praise a person, that person gets so happy to you and you get the praise. So these are small things, but I have learned throughout my life, besides my science, besides my volunteering to moderate sessions, to speak, to go anywhere. People are asking me, I will be happy to go. I'll be happy to help you. I mean, these are all not money exchange. These are your time exchange, but these are something that help you to connect people and find opportunities. Opportunities are there. You just have to find a way to find opportunities. These are very important things that I think I can talk a little bit about the soft skill, because that's a very attractive thing to me. People say that you develop an ecosystem through your soft skill surrounding the area of your hard skills. This is very important to accomplish things. You create a footprint not only by your hard skill, but by the coating of your soft skill on the hard skill. And I like the best that you are ignited by your hard skill, but you are empowered by adding soft skill. And these soft skills are the performer's skills. This is what my life, and I have been, whatever success I have achieved, whatever satisfaction I have achieved, is because of practicing, learning, practicing, encouraging people, inviting people, supporting them. And another day I'll talk about the various types of projects that I have run and my contributions in the project. I'm an innovator as well, and I innovate, and I stay in a position where I can introduce those interventions and see how people get empowered. I'll
Dr.
stop here and then.
Halida, if I could ask a question,
Sure.
it's very obvious you love people.
Thank you.
And I bet that there were several mentors along the way that helped you along the way. How important were those mentors in you getting where you are today?
Those mentors, some are close mentors, some are distant mentors, so you see the star and you say, I'm going to follow that star, and that's a distant mentor. But you have your father, you have your mother, you have a teacher that who has helped you. Help came to you and they were the helpers, and you say, I'm going to follow that person, and that encouragement is defined as the mentorship. When I got my fellowship, Rockefeller Fellowship, to be at the CDC, because at that time only US nationals could enter the Epidemic Intelligence Services. And there was a special program funded by Rockefeller. And one of my friend, who I met, an American friend, Peggy Carlin, I met in Bangladesh. And then after, when I was finishing my DRPH, I met her in a hotel in a session. And I said, Peggy, I'm finishing. What do I do next? My husband is going to need another 2 years. So she took out this brochure from her bag and she said, Halida, call Roger and tell what Peggy has given you. So Peggy is my mentor. She's my friend. She has helped me. And then when I called Roger, Roger became my mentor, and he finally recruited me for that position. And I still remember, I'm still gratefully remembering, Peggy has died, but Roger, I remember, and I remind him that you have been my mentor and you have helped me, and I'm so grateful. So I think there is a combination of things between mentor, being gratefulness, getting help. And I feel obligated that once I have helped, I have received help from one person, I have to give help to another person. And that's my obligation. That's my duty. I take it as my duty.
I think that's a tremendous message there, because so many of the young Titans think, well, a lady in her position with all her credentials, her responsibility, she doesn't have time for little me. But you do, which ties in with, I think, a basic principle. People love helping other people. Would you agree?
I agree very much. Let me give you a very current example. Yesterday, my provider is Johns Hopkins. So yesterday, 2 days before, I got a call that you have been selected for vaccination, COVID vaccine, make appointment. So I went yesterday morning at 11:30, 11, and got my vaccination first dose. It was Moderna. But then I took some photos, and the lady saying, why are you taking photos? I said, no, these photo will be helpful. I will share with people because people have still doubts about vaccine. And I'm going to be an advocate, public health advocate in favor of vaccination, and share in my Facebook, share with all I know that I have taken the vaccination and I'm doing so well. I have no problems, nothing. So this is an advocacy, a public health advocacy, an epidemiologist advocacy with my own example. I have no doubt I will share. I have shared with some, I will do that. And I think I'm doing my duty by promoting public health, by saving lives, by telling people that I have taken it. And you should not have any doubt for the vaccine.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Wow. There was a lot of things in it actually, but just to add a little bit about Dr. Halida, just today, she was having difficulty getting onto this call with different things, but here she is completely prepared with a smile and, right gesture and everything, I don't know how some people can do that. Of course, try to do that, but what my understanding from my wife is that I'm not even close to that. So,
No, no.
but anyway,
That brings one thing, that you have to have options. You cannot be optionless in your career, in your decision making, in your promotion of your life, anything. You have to always have a second option, so that you are brave. You perform a brave. You are walking, you are going to family planning, but I know that anytime I can do OB. My mother is OB. So OB is in my left hand, but I wanted to pursue a challenging path and pursue and see what I can do in the new path. And I wanted to be in the new path. And that has I never repented for that decision. I have always cherished that I was a brave girl. I made a decision. It was so important. And I was 24 at that time. So it was so hard to make that decision, but I did it. So,
If I may, I've got a question for each of the panelists. What was the one suggestion that you would make for the young Titans in preparing for an interview?
preparing for?
Preparing for an interview.
Oh,
Looking at the mistakes that you have seen so many of them make, what's your one suggestion? I'd like to ask each of the panelists.
okay. Where you want to start?
Yeah, we'll start with you, Dr. Halida.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let me give an example. I was joining a new clinic where they were hiring the first physician. They call it lady physician. And in the interview, there was a very high level people sitting there. And at that time, they asked me, okay, when you give oral contraceptive pill to a woman, what are the tests you will do? So from my medical background, I said, yes, I will check her blood pressure and I will do this and I will do that. Um, so that was from my medical background, but that was not 100% correct answer. I mean, you can give oral pill, that's not going to make a big difference, and then you can do other things. So something, yeah, because it is not a prescriptive drug at that time, over the counter. She comes to you and you say, okay, I will take her history and I will give her. So my learning from that, I still remember. I mean, it was a long time. It was in 74. I still remember that you have to prepare fully the science of whatever you are applying for. You have to know the institution. You have to know, if you can, what type of people will be coming for the interview. Is it administrators? Is it a combination of science? Is it a conservative? Is it that person is open? So that study is equally important. At the same time, your own confidence, your own grooming, your own knowledge will give you confidence, of course. That's so important. That's my understanding from my but you have to know people, and I think the preparation has no alternative. The more you are prepared, the better you are there. But prepared with the institution, I'm repeating it, with the institution that are going, the job requirement, you read the job requirement again and again. They give you a long list of requirement, but very low education, but they are looking for something that is very high up. So you have to match what is needed for that position, not looking at the the job requirement. They will always say graduate, and they're looking for a doctorate somewhere. So those matching are equally important.
Well, I think it would be good to hear from a coach.
Sure.
How do you suggest that your clients prepare?
I totally agree with Dr. Halida about preparation, knowing the institution, knowing people you are going to be talking with. To start with, what is the environment going to be? Is it a panel? Is it one person? So knowing as much as you can and preparing and having confidence within you, more we prepare, the confidence will be there. On the other hand, watch your anxiety. Somebody asked Olympic athletes about, you must be feeling really nervous because you have a big day coming up. Every one of them said, I'm excited. So look, it's the same thing, same experience in our body and mind, but they labeled it as excitement, which changed the whole dynamics. So watch what you're experiencing and watch what you're telling yourself. So I got this. I can do this. I'm excited. The confidence and also how you look at it. So one thing I can add is that.
Dr. Jamal,
Thank you.
what are your thoughts?
Yeah, so in my case, is I'm dealing with students. So first of all, I just I want to tell them, when you will go to the job place for interview, make sure that, as Chetana said, be confident yourself and be honest and sincere. And whatever you go to the company or grad school or for interview, anything, so you make sure that you prepare yourself for before you interview to go. Because some students, most of them, I saw that they are not preparing themselves, and also they're shy. Their kind of fearness to go interview. So always I told them, always when students comes to my office for interviewing, for example, to get a summer intern or research job. So then they come to my office, and I saw that somebody had really this kind of problem. So I always tell them, you need to be confident yourself and make sure that you study. For example, in my chemistry class, when I first start my class, actually Monday, it will be start Monday. So from the beginning, I always told them, make sure that you listen, and whatever 50 minutes you listen and try to take a note and learn, and you'll be fine. So by that way, like for interview to go, so you have to, that where you are going for. So you need to prepare for yourself, and this is very important. Yeah.
What's the purpose of an interview? Is it solely for the company to learn about the candidate? Anyone want to comment?
So
What is the purpose of the interview? Is it solely for the company that is interviewing to learn about the candidate, to determine if they think the candidate's a good fit for the company? Or is it also an opportunity for the candidate to learn more about the company and the culture to see if that's a place they want to work? Any comments?
I heard this discussion before, and I think it's equally important. It depends on your phase of life, a phase of life where you have other options and you are moving in a direction that will take you to a upper ladder, and you have to make a choice whether you like this organization or not. If you are very early, you can take less risk and go and start, get a platform, and then you flourish yourself, and then you move to a better direction. You find the branches and you move to one branch to another. So it depends on your life, that whether you are choosing the institution that fits in with your motto and with your life career plan, or you are just planning to enter. So that's my understanding, depending on your life. Um,
so I want to add something. So it's definitely, as Dr. Halida said, so it depends on your job criteria. As you said, that what is the purpose to go to for interview. Of course, it depends on the subject wise, or different people have different. So usually panelist or one to one. Usually, if you go to for example, in a manufacturing company, so you have to know which company. I mean, they will ask about the company or materials or chemistry or whatever what they are manufacturing. So they will ask eventually, of course, to the candidate. So some questions about the chemistry. The candidate have to know or prepare for himself or herself, that she or he knows the stuff what they can ask. So definitely, it depends on job criteria. Yeah.
Uh, I agree with both of you. It depends in a way, but ideally, The reason for the interview is to figure out, is it a good fit? The organization wants the best candidate for themselves, to work in their organization. At the same time, is it the right candidate? Because somebody can have all the right check marks, but still may not be the right candidate because what they're looking for, and vice versa. So if I'm prepared, if I want some things in my life, some work that but then if I have the luxury of choosing, if it's not the right fit for me, that's what I'm looking for as a person who is being interviewed. So it's looking for the right fit. When the fit works well, it's a win-win situation. It's win-win for both organization and the people who are being interviewed. On the other hand, when the circumstances are such that you need a job, any job at this point, let's say, then you may not worry so much about it's the right fit. It's about finance, right? You want to make it in this world and you want to have something to manage your finances, then you may not be worried as much about this the right fit. But at the same time, when that happens, usually people are looking for something else or looking for a different position in the same company or something like that. So it may not be a win-win for both in that moment, but that happens a lot too. But ideally, we are looking for the right fit from both sides.
I've got one more question if we have time, Sheikh.
We don't, but since we started a few minutes late, we'll go over by 1 or 2 minutes. Please go ahead.
All right. The candidate has interviewed and was selected and received an offer, but was a little disappointed in the package they put together. What's your suggestion to the candidate? Who would like to start off? Why don't we start with you, Dr. Jamal? Dr. Jamal.
Jamal, okay. Jamal.
Yeah, we'll start.
Go ahead.
We've had ladies first all day. We're going to go.
Ladies first. Go ahead. No problem. Dr. Halida, please. Okay.
So not a very young level. When I came from Bangladesh to US and I was interviewed, and I talked to a friend and I said, what would be the salary range of this position? And he gave me a salary range. But what was advertised was less than that. So I said, what I'm going to do when they send me an offer, but not yet the salary finalization. I went to website and how you present yourself, your credentials again, to say that I deserve more higher level salary. And I said, I'm both a doctor and I'm a epidemiologist, I'm a researcher, and I'm this and I'm that, and I have done so many projects and other things. I think I bring together to your institution all these skills and experiences, and I expect that should be valued. So I negotiated, and the negotiation was successful.
Who else would like to respond?
Go ahead, Chetana.
Oh, sure. Thank you. It is something to keep in mind. The companies want you too when they're offering something.
Yes.
And if you are really wondering, I want to say it depends also, depending on what you're getting, but it doesn't hurt to ask, right? And some companies, now they might offer a choice, like you would get, let's say you are maybe a package, but if you choose to work maybe differently, maybe a couple of extra days or something like that, or take time off, whatever that is, less time off, then you might get more money. There could be some choice like that too. Companies are trying to be creative also because they want to get the right people. If they really, really like someone, they would be a little bit flexible to get that person. And it doesn't hurt to ask, but you have to feel for where is your wanting or asking. Is it something reasonable or unreasonable? But it doesn't hurt to ask. But at the same time, you have to be ready for that no, if you still want to take the job or not.
Dr. Jamal.
Okay, let me give you an example myself. So when I joined at Copy, from the beginning, I was surprised when I interviewed. They offered me such a low amount of salary, so I was a little surprised. And then I told, okay, I'll take it. And then after a few years later, after hard working or something like that, then I negotiated, as you say. So negotiation is the issue, and sometimes it works. It depends on people to people. Glenn's, yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. So Glenn, in the interest of time, I think I had some tech questions, but I'll refrain on that. We can go on sometime for some time, but again, we're actually a couple minutes over, and we started a few minutes late because of some IT or technical glitch. So, in my opinion, I had just a couple of things to add, and for the platform reference and a few things that need some announcement kind of for you to know. Um, on this regard, what my understanding is, before you get some technical and all these things, there are lots of information already in YTP and the YouTube channel already from Ron and Jan Roberts and few others on interview and few others there. And all these people, they have gone through in the panels and here today, they have gone through all those anyway. So you have plenty of help, even if you want to ask on a live question sometime or send an email. But going back on the fundamentals, what I always try to ask people that wherever you want to go, what do you like to learn? What do you do in your spare time for fun? What do you do certain activities because you think it's what you have to do? Or are you creating a career for your parents, for society, or from your excitement or for money? Which some of these panelists actually have talked about. What is your definition of work? Do you believe that you can love what you do and make money doing it? What is your dream, and is that dream realistic? So the biggest question to ask for you to career mentor is that what they think that you should do, based on the information that you give them. So that's something to look for. And either way, we're gonna end today. Just last announcement, I wanted to let you know that we have a Facebook page, or actually Facebook group, private group, Young Titans platform coming up, and opening for and it will be open for all, which we will link it in our websites and our Facebook page, so, or YouTube channel. So for you to request and to join, we will have documents, videos, tips, workbook for you to use, or for making yourself basically to help yourself to be the architect of your own life. So that's the goal we have. But any question, anything, please send us a comments and or email at info@unexleadership.com. And next week we do not have anything because it's the 5th week. On the 5th week of a month we don't have anything. So the first week of February, we're already in 2021 February. Can you believe? So on the 5th we'll have our next session. Until then, thank you all and have a great weekend and rest of the month and great start of 2021. We'll see you later.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Okay.
Thank you, Sheikh.
Enjoyed this.
Thank
Have a
you.
great week, everybody.
Thank you, Glenn.